What up, chat? Super late start today. I don't know if be able to just work out today. I slept in like a motherfucker. I did one of those. I'm just gonna close my eyes for 5 minutes kind of deals. 30 minutes later, it's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. Technically, is working out considered work? Is it against religion to work out on Sundays? It's a question no one's ever asked. I think, or I've never thought about. But then again, Jesus never really took the Sabbath seriously from. Oh, oh. We're doing a no caffeine morning work. Don't have any caffeine. We're gonna have caffeine later. Just didn't. I was just I haven't really have the time. I made coffee. It's gonna take me 10 minutes. Coffee. Fuck it. Let's just get into the workout. No caffeine this morning. That's crazy. I've been I've been starting to get too dependent on like caffeine lately. So I've been trying to cut it back down to about like 150, 200 milligrams a day. Just not working. Just whenever caffeine stops working for me, I don't cut it closer. I just reduce the amount I take. I'm fucking feeling sore today. All right, so we got shoulders, we got back, we got legs. So we're doing single-legged squats, pull-ups, shoulder press, things like that. That's the routine for today. Um, we're gonna get into um, my leg workouts are always single-legged workouts. Um, for the last year, I've only done single-legged workouts for my legs. Um, and the reason behind that is because I have a hip shift in my squat, which after the last 20 years of weightlifting has developed into quite a bit of problems in my hip, my lower back, and my knees, and a little bit into my ankle, this left ankle particularly. So isometric movements like this helps isolate the legs so you're not shifting, um, more controlled. Now I'm almost without pain, but the ankle injury was because of sprints with a weight vest on the Assault Runner. That shit fucked up my ankle. I've been like trying to nurse it back for the last 3 years. It's there. I can run on it again. It just doesn't. Sometimes, some days it just doesn't like me. Definitely fucked it up pretty good. Get some bucket. Fills my butt. This is the best workout for your legs. Anyone tells you any otherwise, they're either stuck in their ways or they're just stupid. I'm telling you. Telling you. It's very similar to a lunge, but it's not your particular lunge because in a normal lunge, you don't get the same depth of this. In a normal lunge, the right leg, the right knee, or whatever the leading knee is usually on top of the heel, whereas this is over the toes. Your knees are over your toes with your heel down, and that allows you the same depth as a normal back squat. And yeah, overall, it's a better movement than a lunge. And it's overall better than obviously for pure strength back squat's better, but we're talking about just hypertrophy and strength with very minimal chance of injury. That's probably your best exercise for your legs, in my opinion. Single legged squat arm, and oh, you guys can't even. Pull up bars over here. I don't like to jump on the pull up bar because what's up, guys? It's not, but it's a long range dual motor. So I think it's just like 30 seconds, a 0.3 seconds slower than the performance model on the 0 to 60. But it's the dual motor one. Hey, appreciate it. Angel. Yeah, Ken, that's the performance. That's not the performance one. It's just the long range dual motor. Yes, I don't like to jump up and do my pull ups because, especially if I'm doing strength, because I can get a better grip this way with your chest to bars. It's our first set, so we're just gonna do 6 and then do another 4. The muscles are really warmed up. Grip is super important. I usually hover around 10 to 12 on my pull ups, but I'm a big fan of breaking up your sets because even if you take like a 10-second break in between your sets, it doesn't negate your work. It actually allows you a higher capacity because remember, the trick to getting jacked and big is not how many sets you do in one moment. It's about volume over time. So, but if you take a 5, 10 second break in between the set, it allows you to get a couple more reps, like 5 and up, more volume. So, nothing wrong with taking a break in the set. I hit this set and I'll catch up with chat. So, also, as you can tell, I superset everything. I choose to superset because it's the an efficient way to work out. And I'm supersetting somewhat opposite movement. So, I did a pulling movement there, now I'm doing a pressing movement. The weight up versus pulling the weight up. Yes, it does require a lot more cardiovascular strength. Yes, you are more fatigued overall. Eh, Good, that's okay because I still get the gains, save a lot of time, and it's a good cardiovascular workout. Like you don't muscle fatigue really wears out your cardiovascular or your cardiovascular system. So The more exhausted your muscles are, the more air your body needs. So it's another good way to do some, not the exact same thing as cardio, obviously, but it is a cardio like movement or, yeah, cardio like exercise. It's the same thing as like interval training, like CrossFit, things like that. Tabata. Yankee Strong. This car, I love the car. No grip. Guys, don't worry about me. I've been a gym guy. All right, so you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, first of all. I'm gonna first up and say that. Your name. Angus. Agus. Setting up your grip for a movement like that is super key for the overall totality of the workout. I mean, the movement. Like if you have a good grip for your pull-ups, grip it good. You're not gonna be fatigued by your hands and your forearms. All right, so that means you can use your lats more. A lot of people argue they like to use um, grips on the pull-up bar because it allows them more reps. You can understand if you're doing pull-ups for grip strength for whatever that, for whatever reason you need that, then I can concede your argument. But if you're doing pull-ups for just overall grip strength and back strength, especially back strength, like what I'm doing, yeah, you want to set up your grip. Don't be a fucking idiot and say, "Oh, you need to jump up and do it." No, shut the hell up. As for people that work out, throwing out their backs, normal people throw out their backs all the fucking time. I'd argue there are more people that don't work out throw out their backs. It's the stupidest argument I've ever heard. But yeah, with that said, I was in the trades. I was a carpenter. I never threw out my back on the job. And my lead carpenter slash contractor I worked for, that motherfucker went to the games, CrossFit games. So the regional games, not the one televised one. He wasn't that good. We weren't that good. I didn't even make it to regionals. I was a little too weak. But yeah, best believe, man. Just because those two Joe Schmoes didn't know what the fuck they were doing, didn't mean don't mean I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. So definitely we were the big me and him. Shit, dude. Let's just say we handle business in the job site. Ethnicity, a little bit of mix, mostly Filipino. Looks, it's rock, little, oh, Pebble. Oh, Kuya Rock. Yeah, that's the big homie. That's the big homie. You know, I'm too short to be that jacked. You know, there was a point in my life where I was like, I think it was, dude, it just looked like I'm starting to get back there because even though I'm over 35, I'm still putting on size pretty easily. Did I do my left leg? Remember. But yeah, I can get, I'm only 5'6", you know, so I look bigger than I actually am. I'm 165 pounds, 5'6". I'm a tiny motherfucker. All right, so you always want to get a good grip. So when you get a good grip, always want to be able to grab the bar with your pinky, like that. You want to squeeze it with your pinky, and that's gonna give you some extra reps. That's gonna allow you to bring your chest to the bar very easy. 2, 3, 4. We could have eked out 8 there. Easily could have eked out 8. But we're going to save a little bit, let our muscles recover a little bit, and then we're going to try to bang out another 4 to 5 reps. It's going to give us more volume over time. Anyone says anything different, I'm telling you, they're retarded. Barely 5 on that one. But if you're training for, like, let's say max pull-ups on one set, then that's a different type of training. I'm trying to train full range of motion and volume over time because I know from my experience, full range of motion is the best way. Okay, sorry. Let me repeat. Let me back up. Full range of motion while under load is the best way to lengthen muscle, not stretching, not foam rolling. Tension under load is the best way. It's the best way by far. I have been misled for the last 20 years. Foam rolling stretching was the key. It's not. It's flexion or tension under load. Alrighty. What are we talking about? Mexican, no Mexican, man. I didn't really know my dad, but according to my half sister, he had some Hawaiian in him and some Spanish. And on my mom's side, we have some Chinese. Why? What does that even mean? What lumpia is this shit, first of all. Keep it up, Papi Chulo. Hey, where you say it, that conch, shred shed? Red shed? Like an actual shed that you have? I call it shred. That's a fucking dope name for a fucking damn. Bet. Dead ass. Red shed. So for like these shoulder press, right? We're talking about that tension flexion under load. So you drop as low as you can. So we're not resting on our shoulders. We're kind of out in front of our arms and our chest. We're getting really deep into it, and that's gonna give us, the most bang for our buck. No, you're not gonna be able to do a lot heavier weight, and yes, you're gonna have to go slower on the way down because control in the eccentric is super important in all matters of training. Yeah, we don't ego lift here. Ego, we check that shit. The ego will fucking get you injured. Too many times. Not learn that. Too many times. All right, so we're gonna have some weight for our legs. By far the worst movement of the day. It takes it all. Yeah. But I like to couple this with today's workout because we're talking about the supersets, right? It taxes my cardio, but all I do to set my lats and my shoulders and arms can recover. So it's just a cardio drain, more or less, when it comes to impeding with my other exercises. And when we add weights to this, we're just doing. This is 0.5. I think this is 8 pounds. It's supposed to be like 8 pounds, I think. But I don't know. I need to weigh this thing, but I think it's in between 8 and 12 pounds for sure. Maybe 12. Might be. And the same thing like we did earlier. We're just doing a single legged squat. That's what we're doing. This back leg, just stability. Just there to balance, pushing, driving through this leg, this leading leg. That's all I'm doing. I can feel it in my hamstrings are touching the back of my calves, my knees tracking over my toe, my heels staying flat on the platform, my knees also tracking outward, not inward. This is the safest way you're going to be able to squat. So we're doing a front rack, which is good for your abdominal strength, upper back strength, things like that. I don't even know how much I did there. I just know it hurt. It was probably like 9 or 10. What gets you injured? Moving inefficiently for a long period of time. That's the best way I can put it. Inefficient movement for a long period of time. Yeah, you don't even need a lot of weights. So, um, oh yeah, on. It's a misnomer to think that the heavier the weights, the more you gain. Two things is volume over time and rate of perceived exertion. So, rate of perceived exertion all it means is scale from 1 to 10, but you'll really only stick around 8 to 10 on that scale. And all that means is you have a RPE of 10, rate of perceived exertion 10. That means you could do no more reps after your set rep. 9.5 is maybe one more. 9 is definitely one more. 8.5 is one plus maybe one more, and then like 8 is, and I might be wrong on this. Don't quote me on this. Look it up yourself, but I'm very close to it. 8 would be like definitely 2, maybe 3 or some shit like that. So as long as you're in that range of 1 or 2 more, so that 8.5 to 9 in the RPE scale at the end of every single set, or regardless of the weight, you're going to grow. And if the volume is in between, I think they actually say 10 to 30 reps now. From what last time I did research on it. But for me, I'm still in that range where I like to stay between 8 and 15. From my experience, 8 and 15 for RPE scale of 8 to 10 is the most ideal weight and rep range for overall lean muscle gain. That was a long way to explain all of it. So 8 to 12, almost a failure. That's a simple way to put it. So I'm always 1 to 2 reps to fail, never set. So I don't really care about how many reps I did before. I always care about what's in that set. And if I fall in between that 8 and 15, I'm happy. And if I do too much, I go to 15 and I feel like I can do another 5, more weight, or I go slower in the movement. So I'll go down even slower, longer pauses, because that's that tension under load. That's that's number 3, or probably even the most important thing about muscle gain is the slow and steady portion, the eccentric load. Load that eccentric, explode on the way up, load it slow. Should always be at least twice the amount of time on the way down as it is up. These are things that if you learn early, are going to keep you safer, injury free longer, get bigger muscles, less tight muscles, less injury in the joints, because tight muscles, poor movement equate to joint injuries. I don't teach you that in NASM. All right. Boys, gassed. Talking and doing this, see, it's tough. A fun fact, I did CrossFit for the last 10 years. I haven't done it recently. One of my cues in CrossFit, so I'm not over exerting myself, is my ability to talk. So if I can talk in the middle of a workout, that means I'm like I'm below red line. Because the moment I red line, I'm done. Like I can't breathe, I can't talk, and it's so hard to recover in a workout. So I always test myself, like especially doing those long ass fucking workouts, like 30 minutes. Like if I can still talk somewhat comfortably, I know I'm not redlining because it's like a thin line for me. But it's just me. Some people I know they just fucking they can't talk at all, but they never redline. It's weird. Maybe that's why I never made it to the games. No, I didn't make it to the games because I wasn't strong enough, man. I had to be able to clean and jerk at least 300 pounds. My best was 285. Like, you got to be able to snatch 135. Like, volume. I couldn't do that. Um, to get to the regionals at that time when I was training, you at least had to have a 205 snatch in pocket any day. Like, take it out of your pocket, boom, snatch, 205. Like, did I do a second set here? Let's do another one for luck. Um, you needed that. Like, I did not have that. 205 was literally my best snatch ever, and I've only been able to hit it 2 times during that time period. Not a fucking Olympic weightlifter. I'm a small, semi-strong guy with a lot of stamina, so I did good in the cardio workouts. Into the gymnastics, I mean the weightlifting portion, didn't do well. I like the skill and the strength. I mean, some of the guys in my team, man, because we're going for teams. The main guy, man, he had a 300-pound snatch. And he had a 405 clean and jerk. He had a 500-pound back squat, I believe, or just under. I had it on the deadlifts though. I was at 160 during that time, and my best deadlift during that window was 475. I almost hit the 500 club on the deadlift. Almost there. 160, I think it's pretty good at 160. It was lean. Uh, yeah, yeah. So we made a good team, me and him. But we didn't have enough females, good enough females on our team, and that's why we didn't make it. I think we were like literally this one or one place out from making it to the regional, 2 places out from making it to the regional state. But the good thing is, the big guy I just told you about, he made it individually. He damn near last place though. Poor guy. But he did great. I thought he did amazing. It was a fun trip. We all went to San Diego. We got fucked up. Fucking bunch of jack CrossFitters getting fucking drunk. In downtown San Diego. That was a good time. That was a good time. We had a lot of. Remember, you see the depth I'm going? I'm not stopping at my shoulder. I'm going deeper. A little bit more action out of my shoulder. It does require a lot more out of your triceps. It's okay. We're not going crazy heavy. Triceps are not overworked that much. My shoulders. Yeah, that year, man. Fuck. So we had like 3 females rotating in our workout, and it's just we didn't have one that was like that middle ground, which was kind of where I was just strong enough to be competitive, but I had enough cardio and gymnastic skills to be very competitive in those areas. We didn't have a girl that could do that per se. So in the workouts that require that, where I was in the one of them was a top 50 in Northern California. None of the girls could do that in that workout, unfortunately, because they were either really good at the gymnastics and weak on the strong lift stuff, or they were just good on the strong stuff, not good on gymnastic stuff. So it really took a balanced athlete. Yeah, it was. That was a fun year though, man. We trained really. That was the funnest training year I think I have ever had in my life. We trained like for we trained hard the first year. We weren't even close, and then we're like, you know what? We can get better at this. We were all coaches too, so we all figured it out. And this was when it was fucking new still. So we had to fucking figure shit out. And we slowly did, and then went from no contending to almost contending. That was fun. And then after that, we all threw in the towel. We're all over 30 at that point. We all just got mortgages, and we're like, we don't need to train three times a day anymore. Yeah, we were training 3 times a day, morning, afternoon. So we do morning cardio, conditioning, and then we would do strength, and then another conditioning, and then on certain days we'll finish off with another conditioning at the end of the day. It was 3 workouts a day. But we were all coaches. Oh, we could, we're at the gym already. But we didn't do it all times. Usually only 2 days though. From what I remember. Majority of it was only 2 days. Anywho, I'm gonna end the stream now, guys. My little man's awake. Gonna knock out the rest of this workout in the next 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll stream again Tuesday morning. We're gonna do chest and posterior. It's an easy day. I do a two on, one off split. All full body workouts because it's more efficient for me. But yeah, I'll catch you guys then. If you guys have any questions, ask me then. Like I said, fucking coach for over a decade, training over two. Cool. Peace.